So HIIT yoga, the class format is 3 rounds. Each round you're going to have 5 different movements. You're going to work for 45 seconds and then you're going to rest for 25 seconds in between each movement whilst I demo the next movement. In between each round you're going to have that same minute's rest, and the 3 rounds are going to be starting off with a mobilization round. In the middle we're going to have a strengthening round, and at the end we will have a cardio core blasting burn and sweat round. So make sure you've got a glass of water to hand. Take this at your own pace. I'll give you options for all the different movements. If you want to go harder, do more reps, or add a tempo, I'll guide you as to when you can do that for each. Or if you want to go slower, just take it easy. You can take this entirely at your own pace. So we'll just begin with a quick full body warm-up. So if you come to the center of your mat, and we'll begin by rolling our shoulders back and down, maybe 5 times backwards, and then 5 times forwards. From here, you're just going to come back to center. Inhale to lift one arm up high to the sky, reaching up tall. Exhale as you come all the way over to the opposite side. Inhale back to center, switching over the arms. Exhale to reach all the way over to the other side. We're just going to do 3 rotations on each side. Last one. And then come back to center, take the arms out wide, and we're going to wrap the arms around us as we twist to look behind. So we'll just do 5 or 6 rotations in each direction. Last one each way. And then come back to center. Inhale as you lift the hands up tall, extended Tadasana, bend at the knees, and as we exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips and come all the way down into that Uttanasana forward fold position. You can take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Think about drawing the chest over the thighs, crown of the head towards the floor. And just take a few deep breaths there. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Walk the feet all the way back to your down facing dog position and just take a moment to pedal out through the legs, opening up the calves, the hips, the hamstrings, the feet and the ankles. And then when you're ready, we'll take a vinyasa. So inhale, roll forwards to high plank. Option to drop the knees if you need to. Exhale, low plank or knees, chest, chin. And then inhale as you press up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back to down facing dog. Walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Find your Uttanasana forward fold. Heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat. Find your squat stance. Inhale to lift all the way up, extended Tadasana, palms together at the top. And as you exhale, come down into that garland pose or squat. Take a nice deep breath in, maybe pulse it out at the bottom for a couple of pulses. And then we're going to take left hand to the floor. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, release. Right hand to the floor. Inhale to lift and twist with the left. Exhale, release. Heel toe the feet back underneath the hips, coming up into your Uttanasana forward fold. Walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat again. Find your plank position and we'll take a vinyasa. Option to drop the knees. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, press back to down facing dog. We're going to do that one more time. So walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Find your Uttanasana forward fold. Heel toe your feet all the way out to the edges of the mat. Find your squat stance. Inhale to lift all the way up, extended Tadasana, palms together at the top. And then exhale as you come down into your garland pose. Take a nice deep breath in, maybe pulse it out at the bottom of that squat. And then left hand to floor. Inhale as you lift and twist with your right hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, switch sides. So right hand to the floor. Inhale to lift and twist with your left. Exhale, release. Heel toe the feet back underneath the hips as you come back up into your Uttanasana forward fold. And then walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat for one final vinyasa as we exhale, low plank. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. From here, bend at the knees, pulse, find your pounce position, and then when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Hop or step to the front of the mat, exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Take a moment there to hang out, get into that ragdoll position, loosen off that lower back, swing from side to side, bounce it out, do whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready, inhale as you come all the way up, extended Tadasana. Exhale, release the arms, shake it all out, and you should be feeling a little bit more warm and mobile. So I'm going to set you guys up. I'll demonstrate the first movement first, and then I will set the timer and you'll have a 10-second count in. So the first movement, we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. Option to do this in a plank position if you prefer. But if you want to start, the easiest option, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and it's a simple scap press. So you're going to dip the chest through as you squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then press the chest away as you pull, hollow out your chest, press the ground away as you hollow out your chest and pull the shoulder blades apart. So you're just simply going to do that very small movement with your chest going through the arms, back and forth. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull the shoulder blades apart. I'm just going to set this up. It always manages to turn itself off just as I'm ready to press start. So in 10 seconds, you'll hear the beep go. Set yourself up in that kneeling position or plank if you want to really push it, and you're simply going to squeeze those shoulder blades together and then press the ground away, hollowing out the chest, finding that planching position almost. So really work your scapular muscles. Feel the engagement. You shouldn't be moving much in the lower back. It should all be in the upper back, and it should be a simple up and down movement. Really good. You're over halfway, so just keep going. It will probably feel like it's starting to burn a bit now. And 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds.
You're nearly there, girls. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. The next movement is a simple cat and cow. So we're going to dip the stomach now. So we're taking that curve through the spine as we dip the stomach, look up towards the ceiling, squeeze the shoulders together, and then exhale as we round through the entire spine, pulling the shoulder blades apart and tucking the head to look towards the knees. So you're just simply going to revert from one to the other, taking your time in each end. So set yourself up, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale to dip, find that arch, and then exhale to pull the shoulder blades apart. You're coming up to halfway. Think about transitioning through the spine, moving vertebrae by vertebrae as you do this. Use your breath to guide you. Think about creating a nice spinal wave as you do this, and really squeeze those shoulder blades together and pull them apart. Really good. This is really good if you ever suffer from back pain. 3 and rest. The next one is a Sphinx or Cobra peel. So you can do this on your forearms, or you can take the hands out to the side and find a Cobra position. You're going to come with your forehead on the floor, and then think about rolling those shoulders back and down, peeling the body away from the floor. So squeezing the glutes, squeezing the inner thighs for that Cobra position, and then exhale to lower. So you're just simply lifting and lowering. So set yourself up in that prone position. That's it. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. And again, think about moving the spine, stacking the vertebrae one by one as you lift and lower. Take it nice and slow. You can hang out at the top if you want to make it harder, engage more of the back muscles. You're over halfway. This is all about getting your spine moving and flexing. So really start to feel how it flows through the transitions.
10 seconds.
And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rest.
The next one is bear to bridge. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and then lift the knees off the floor into this bear position. From here, you're going to lift one leg up and over, placing the foot flat on the floor, and then thrust the hips in towards the sky. Come back to that kind of bear position in the middle, and then switch sides. So you're just rotating from side to side. As you come into that bridge, thrust those hips, squeeze those glutes. So really think about your positioning in each of those movements. Keep those knees hovering off the floor. Really good. So really squeeze those glutes as you press those hips high towards the sky. Finding that bridge position, you're over halfway. And we have just one more movement left of this round. Really, really good.
10 seconds.
Brilliant, well done. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. We're gonna come into our garland pose now. So coming down into the bottom of that squat. If your heels don't touch the floor, don't worry, just think about having a nice upright torso. We're gonna take one hand to the floor, inhale to lift and twist with the other, and then come back to center, inhale to lift and twist in the opposite direction. So reset in the middle, making sure your chest is nice and high. So set yourself up. Exhale as you come down into that garland pose. Left hand to floor, inhale to lift and twist with the right. Exhale as you release the hand to the floor, and then inhale to lift and twist to the left. So just take your time. If you need to stretch, feel free to kind of really reach back. Think about using those elbows against the inner knees to press them apart.
Halfway there.
Really good, girls. This is going to be so good for your hips. It's an area that many people are tight in, so it's really good to get them loose and mobile. You have just under 10 seconds now left on the clock, and then you have a whole minute's rest. So keep working all the way to the end.
Rest.
And relax. So if you want to go ahead and grab a sip of water, then feel free. The next round is your strengthening round. So again, I'll give you different variations for each movement, and you can just take it at your own pace. So do as many reps or as much as you can. If you need to rest, then you can rest. The first movement of the round is a bird dog. So your option 1 is to come onto your hands and knees, and you're simply going to extend opposite hand and opposite leg, keeping the hips nice and level. So squeeze those glutes, squeeze that core, extend forwards and back, not up, just forwards and back. From here, you're going to tap elbow to knee, replace the knee to the floor, and then shoulder tap. So each shoulder, then you're going to come up. So option 2 is to come up into a plank and do exactly the same. Find that bird dog, knee to elbow, replace, tap the shoulders. So set yourself up in whichever variation you are at. Think about keeping those hips nice and level though throughout. So whichever variation you pick, really try and keep your balance. The plank variation is a lot harder. A midway option might be to come into your hands and knees for the bird dog, and then come back up into that plank for the shoulder taps.
Halfway there.
So it's building strength within the core and the arms. Really good.
10 seconds.
You've got just 10 seconds left on the clock. And then we are coming down into a prone position. So in 3, 2, 1, relax. So coming down onto your stomachs, we're going to come into a locust lift. So hands go forwards, legs go back. Inhale to lift and squeeze. Exhale to lower. If you want to make this harder, hold for 3 at the top. Exhale to lower. And if you want to make it harder still, see if you can hold for the entire 45 seconds. You could even add an arch rock if you wanted to. So set yourself up in that prone position. Inhale to lift the arms and legs, chest and thighs off the floor. And then exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So remember, you can always make it harder by holding at the top for a count of 3, holding for the entire thing, or even adding that rock. So if you can rock,
halfway there.
see if you can lift yourself using your weight, so using your back muscles and your core muscles to rock the body in that arch position. You're over halfway.
10 seconds.
You've got 10 seconds left on the clock, and then we are on to the next position.
Rest.
So the next position is a seated one. So we're going to come into a seated tuck. Option 1, you can just do a couple of tuck crunches if this is enough for you, and you can leave your toes on the floor or take your toes off the floor. Option 2, see if you can hold the seated tuck for the entire time, or maybe hold for a couple of seconds, just like the locust lifts, and then relax, and then come back and hold, or hold for the entire 45 seconds. So lift through the chest, don't let the lower back sink into the ground. Keep pulling those knees in towards the chest, keeping yourself nice and upright. This is gonna get pretty nasty pretty quick. If you need to take a break halfway if you're holding, then feel free to take a break. You can feel this is working your core, your compression muscles in your legs. Brilliant, well done girls. You're over halfway, just coming up to 10 seconds left on the clock. And then we have the next movement. Really good, hold on in there. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. The next one is one of my favorites, a single leg chair pulse. So inhale to lift the hands up, sit back into your chair, lift one heel off the floor, and we're gonna pulse 5 times on one leg, and then switch sides and pulse 5 times on the other leg. The lower you go, the harder this is going to be. You can alternate if you're going lower between single legs, single pulses to make it harder. And if you want to make it harder still, see if you can just hold in that position, maybe 10 seconds with one leg lifted, and then switch 10 seconds with the other leg. You will soon feel the burn in the thighs, keeping that chest nice and lifted. Try not to let the tailbone slip out. Keep it tucked under, engage that core. Draw those ribs down to your pelvis. You have coming up to just 10 seconds left on the clock.
10 seconds.
And then we're coming towards the back of our mats. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. So coming towards the back of the mat, so you're gonna walk your hands all the way to the front of the mat. Find your plank position, lift your hips away, and then planche your shoulders forwards over the fingertips. When you've had enough, come back to down facing dog, so maybe a count of 3, and then planche forwards again over the fingertips, and come back. If you want to make this harder, hold your planche for the entire session, 45 seconds. Squeeze those hips away, or you can just keep rocking back and forth. Option to always do this on the knees as well, so just lower the knees to the floor, press the ground away. Think about hollowing out that chest and shooting the body weight forwards. The less weight you have in the toes, the better the harder it will be, basically. Really good. So think about if you're in that planche position and you're finding it easy, see if you can rock right forwards, maybe even turn the tops of your feet onto the floor so that you're really relying on your hands. Really good. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. You've got a whole minute's worth of rest. So enjoy it, grab a glass of water. You have your cardio section next. So yeah, definitely take on some water, and then we'll begin with the next workout movement, sorry. So the first movement of the next round is a plank walkout into a chair jump and catch. So you're gonna start at the back of your mat, walk the hands all the way forwards, find that planche position, hold for 3, 2, 1, walk the hands back, and then jump, catch in chair. Go all the way back down again, find that planche, hold for 1, 2, and then come back, jump, catch in chair. If you need to, just walk out as far as you can and then walk back. If holding the planche is too much, that is always an option. Just try and jump and catch in chair and stick that chair nice and solid. So squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes. So set yourself up, walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat, find that planche, hold for 2, 1, walk the hands all the way back, jump, catch in chair, and then reset and repeat. Really good. Sit back and down in those heels when you catch that chair. Really try and stabilize the core as you do this.
10 seconds.
Really, really good. Well done, girls. So, so good. And in 3, 2, 1. We're gonna set ourselves up in that high lunge position. And then as we exhale, we're going to cactus the arms, tap the knee to the floor. Inhale to lift, step forwards, and cactus the arms. So you can either step forwards and back as you do this, or you can jump from one to the other. Your choice. Obviously the jumping is the harder option. So set yourself up, step back into that high lunge, exhale to cactus the arms and tap the knee, step forward, step back, exhale to cactus the arms and lower the knee. If you want to add that jump, then feel free. Really good. Take your time to find the correct alignment for each movement if you need to.
Halfway there.
You're over halfway, so keep going. You're on the home straight now, girls. You've got this. Well done. Really, really good.
10 seconds.
And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next movement, we're going to come down into our down dog position, and we're simply going to do an alternating tiger curl. So knee to nose or through the arms, and then switching legs. So exhale as you come forwards, inhale to go back, and switch sides. So set yourself up in that down facing dog, and in 3, 2, 1, you're alternating, finding that squeeze. If you want to make this more cardio based, you could just do some regular mountain climbers, keeping the body weight forwards over those arms, bringing the knees right through. Or if you want to make this more strength based, see if you can add a hold and squeeze at the top of each cardio, each tiger curl, sorry. Keep moving and breathing. You're doing so, so well. If you need to sit back in child's at any point, feel free.
10 seconds.
But I don't think you need to. You girls look like you've got this. Really good. And in 3, 2, 1. The next movement is a goddess to chair jump. So you're going to set yourself up in that goddess squat and then jump as you inhale, catching chair. Exhale to goddess. Inhale to chair. Exhale to goddess. Option to step in and step out. Just make sure that you alternate legs every round. Think about keeping those shoulders back and down, tailbones tucked under,
Let's go.
and go. So goddess squats, jump to chair, goddess squat, jump to chair. The lower you go in each movement, the harder this is going to be. Obviously the jump will add a lot of cardio to this movement. You're doing so, so well. Well done, girls. You've just got one movement left after this. You're over halfway. Really, really good. Keep going all the way to the end. That's it. Nice work. Really, really good. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next movement we are going to do is a vinyasa flow. So you're simply just going to do that vinyasa, coming through and pressing back. So high plank, low plank, cobra, down dog. You can do high plank, hover, low plank, flip the toes, press up to up dog, flip the toes, come back to down dog, or you can always use the knees if you need to for any of those movements. So set yourself up, that's it, really good. This is helping to build strength as well as stamina. So think about where your body is, keeping those hips nice and tight in that plank position, especially when you come down to that low plank and press the ground away, roll over the toes and back to down facing dog. You're over halfway. This should get pretty hard as you repeat it. Obviously, the faster you go, the more cardio. The slower you go, the more intense it is from a strength perspective. Really good. And relax.
Well done.
Grab some water if you need to, and then come back and join me on the mat in extended child's pose. You did so, so well. So sitting back in your extended child's pose, forehead to the floor, just take 3 deep breaths. Inhaling, finding that stretch across the upper back. When you've taken those 3 deep breaths, we're slowly going to come up onto our hands and knees. Take the left foot outside of the left hand, reach the heart forwards and kind of pull back in your hips so you feel that stretch in the back of your hamstring and your hip maybe, and also maybe in your groin. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, 2 more deep breaths. And then this time, staying on your hands and knees exactly where you are, you're going to reach up and round with left hand to right foot, bringing that heel in towards your glute. Maybe pulse it a few times and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release and switch sides. So left leg goes back, right leg comes forwards, outside of that right hand. Setting yourself up, so pull back in that hip, reach the heart forwards and feel that stretch down the hamstring, maybe into the hip and the glute as well. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then reaching up and over with that right hand to left foot, bringing that left foot in towards the glute, pulsing a few times, and then holding for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. We're going to sit back onto our bums now, coming into a seated position on our mats. Legs are straight out in front of you. Flex the toes back towards you. Pull the fleshy bits of your bum out from underneath the you so you can connect your sit bones to the floor. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. Exhale as you reach forwards, bringing chest towards thigh, nose towards toes. Try not to round the upper back. Try and reach the chest over the thighs. If you need to, you can bend the knees slightly as you bring that chest towards your thighs. And just take 3 more deep breaths for me. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you come all the way up. Scoot your bum down towards your heels. Come onto your backs. Taking yourself into a supine position, take your hands out to the side, palms facing down in a T-shaped position, and then bring your heels in towards your bum. Lift your heels off the floor, keep your toes connected, and we're just going to drop the knees from side to side for a few window wipers to finish. Keeping those shoulders glued to the floor as you do this. Last one each side. And then gently bring your knees in towards your chest. Hug them with both arms. Rock from side to side. Massage your lower back into the floor. And then whenever you're ready, just roll over onto the right side of your body and join me in a seated position in the center of your mats. And we'll finish with one final deep inhale as we lift the hands up above the head, palms together. As we exhale to the forehead, kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.